Yes. Definite barbecue song. Shelley Winter Show live, local, topical, and relevant. Everybody hold on, I'm going to get right to you. So Republicans revolt over Trump's $1.8 billion, quote, anti-weaponization fund. Now, I don't do this a lot, every now and then. So let me set this up properly. So I work at this station, 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. As obviously, you know, I'm on every night, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. And I love this station, but I listen to this station all day, every day. And it's not because I work here that I listen to this station. It's because I love this station. I love News and Talk. I'm a fan of News and Talk. So if they came to me over the holiday weekend and said, oh, Mr. Winter, your services are no longer needed, I would still listen to this station because I'm a fan of News and Talk, and I'm a fan of 95.5, and I'm a fan of everyone in this lineup. Now, it helps that I know everyone, and I know everyone to be kind and nice and very humble, but I still am a fan of the craft and the way they bring the craft out and the way each person on each show on the station delivers the information. I'm a fan of everyone on this station, so I listen. The other reason I listen, I would listen whether I worked here or not, but because I do work here, the other reason I listen is because I like to hear what's going on. Yes, I can go to Fox News or CNN or MSNBC. I can read the New York Post or the AJC or the Wall Street Journal or New York Times. I can do all the show prep I want to do, but the best show prep is listening to this station. And for the most part, sometimes I agree, disagree. It's not a big deal. But in this case, I have to talk about this because I was listening to my good friend Eric Erickson, and I love Eric, so don't understand this to be just a slight difference of opinion. Today, I heard him talking about this $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. Now, the fund is set up for people who have been unfairly targeted by the federal government to seek recourse. I talked about it the other night when Scott Jennings says people should be able to seek recourse when they've been unfairly targeted. Right? I talked about it the other night. I was listening to Eric today, and Eric was talking about different examples of people who should be able to seek recourse. And he told some cases, right? One case is a guy that tweeted out something about you could vote by text, and they jammed him up, and he got prosecuted and got found guilty and was supposed to spend 7 months in jail. They appealed it, and they sent him, go home. This is ridiculous. At the end of the day, the guy was just inconvenienced. At the end of the day, it was just an inconvenience. Oh, but Shirley, he had to spend money. Yeah, he did, but it was an inconvenience. Then he talked about Ben Dominic, who founded the Federalists. And he tweeted out when BuzzFeed and all these online sites and all these media sites were trying to get unionized, were trying to become unionized, he tweeted out very humorously. He said, if anybody that works for the Federalists tries to start a union, I'll send you back to the salt mines. And it's funny. It's a funny tweet. But some guy saw that and went to the National Labor Relations Board and created a storm, and he got sued and got in trouble with the National Labor Relations Board. Didn't have to shut down a site, didn't have to go to jail, and probably paid some legal fees, but he was inconvenienced. That was it. He talked about Jenna Ellis, who was part of the whole Stop the Steal stuff, and she had to get a lawyer, and because the Biden administration went after her, and she couldn't afford a lawyer anymore, she had to plea out. She was inconvenienced. No jail time. Just inconvenienced. And now I know you will say, well, Shelley, if someone goes broke defending themselves against the federal government, that's more than an inconvenience. No, it's not. It is just an inconvenience. None of these people lost their lives. None of these people lost family members. They were just literally inconvenienced. And if the barometer for saying that it's okay to have $1.8 billion, set up a whole commission of 5 people to determine who should get money and who shouldn't, this is going to go bad for the Republican Party, and this is why the Republicans are revolting over this fund. But I'm talking about it from a different standpoint. Because if we're talking about I should feel sorry for a Ben Dominic or a Jen Ellis or the guy that tweeted out you could vote by text for Hillary Clinton, if I'm supposed to feel sorry for them, because at the end of the day they were really just inconvenienced, then I need to feel sorry for millions and millions of people who have been more than just inconvenienced by the federal government. It's fascinating to me that when African Americans, and I'm using African Americans as an example, when African Americans stand up in the public square and say, I have been mistreated by the federal government, and the response from many in radio and on television and from the conservative side is always the same. One, oh, you're making it up. Two, if it is true, get over it. Or three, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But now, when people are just merely inconvenienced by the federal government, made to pay some legal fees, made to hire a lawyer, costing them money, when in other cases it's cost people livelihoods and homes and advancement and careers and sometimes lives. It's always some other thing going on. You're making it up. That's a long time ago. It didn't really go down like that. It wasn't that what you say it was. But now, it's okay to say, yes, you should be able to seek recourse. I'll say it again. If this goes down, if the Department of Justice finds a 5-person commission and they start handing out money for J6ers who broke the law, they fought against the police. Now, yes, were they J6ers like my friend Brandon Strocker, who has been on this show, who is just down there filming? Should he may get something? Sure, he should. But should everybody have their hand out? No. You trespassed. Period. End of story. Like for people that say, oh, you're protesting, you didn't get a permit, right? That's commonly used against protesters. Did they get a permit? Well, if you trespassed, if you went into the Capitol on January 6th, you trespassed, period. You don't get any money. They opened the door, you trespassed. If we're going to do this as Republicans, understand this going forward. There is no doubling back or coming back from this. This is a door that you're opening, and I'm all for it. Trust me, I'm okay with it, because I'm interested to see the aftermath. I'm interested to see after money starts getting doled out, when other people start coming up with real situations of being unfairly targeted by the federal government who are not conservative, who are not Republicans. What will the conversation sound like? What will it sound like when Fred Hampton, the family, the estate of Fred Hampton, where the federal government implored the local police to go into a home where every single bullet fired into that home was fired from the outside in, and they found no evidence of a bullet being fired outside, from inside out? What will his family, what will be the argument for his family when they say, hey, we want to be a part of this anti-weaponization fund? What will be the answer from conservatives then? Because in that case, several people were outright murdered. It was more than an inconvenience. It was more than legal fees. It was a life, several lives taken, specifically targeted by the federal government and the DOJ and the FBI and local law enforcement. What do you say to the family of Fred Hampton when they come looking for their funding and their monies from the anti-weaponization fund? Open up the door, Republicans. Defend it. Use the examples. Trust me, I'm here for it all. And I'm here for people to get paid, because millions of Americans have been targeted unfairly by the federal government right here in the USA. White, black, rich, poor, Democrat, Republican. We'll be right back for the last segment of the Shelley Winter Show.